Hello there and welcome to Tutors 11 Plus. Today I'll be teaching you on how to tackle pie chart questions when you're given the angles of the segments in the pie chart. Before you start looking at pie chart questions though, make sure you have mastered working with fractions and specifically taking fractions to its lowest terms as well as converting percentages into fractions. Being successful in this topic will be highly dependent on you having mastered these skills first. So let's begin. Question number 1. There are 1,000 sweets in the jar. Using the pie chart given, calculate the number of orange, red and yellow sweets there are in the jar. Typically in pie chart questions, you'll be given a pie chart with the angle size of each segment. However, it's also possible that the segment size will be represented as a percentage. The main trick in answering the questions irrespective is to convert the size of each segment into a fraction of the whole. So, step 1. Convert the angle of the segment into a fraction. To do this, when given angles, simply take the angle of the segment as the numerator of the fraction and 360 as the denominator. Why? Because 360 degrees is the total angle of a circle. Step 2. Using the fraction that you have just calculated, calculate the value by multiplying the fraction by the total. So, let's give it a go in practice. If we want to calculate the number of orange sweets in the jar, we simply convert 90 degrees as a fraction of a circle as the first step. So 90 is the numerator and 360 is the denominator. This taken to its lowest terms is a quarter. Now for step 2. 1/4 of the total number of sweets can be calculated as a quarter times 1,000, which is 250 sweets. Now let's work out the number of yellow sweets in the same way. Step 1. 180 over 360 is our fraction. Taking this to lowest terms gives us a fraction of a half. And then for step 2. We just need to calculate a half of the total number of sweets. That is a half of 1,000, which gives us 500. Let's try the technique with a different question. Question number 2. 600 students were asked to pick their favourite sport. Using the pie chart given, calculate the number of students that picked tennis as their favourite. Here's the size of the tennis segment, which is 60 degrees. So as before, step 1 is converting 60 degrees into a fraction of a circle. 60 is the numerator, 360 is the denominator, which gives us 1/6 when taken to its lowest terms. In other words, tennis was selected by 1/6 of the total number of students. And now for step 2, we just calculate 1/6 the total number of students. 1/6 of 600 is 100 students. Okay, now let's try a different style question. In this question, we are given the value of the segment rather than the value of the total. Question number 3. 350 of the sweets in the jar are cherry flavoured. Using the pie chart given, calculate the total number of sweets in the jar. So looking at the pie chart, cherry has an angle of 252 degrees. As before, in step 1, we simply convert 252 degrees into a fraction of a circle. 252 is the numerator and 360 is the denominator. This into lowest terms is 7/10. In other words, 350 represents 7/10 of the total number of sweets. To work out the total number of sweets, therefore, we just need to work out what 10/10 would be, as 10/10 is just another way of representing the total. So moving on to step 2. To calculate 10/10, the first thing we just need to do is calculate 1/10. 1/10 then is simply 350 divided by 7. This gives us 50. Then, as a second part of the step, to calculate 10/10, we simply multiply 1/10 by 10. 1/10 we've just worked out is 50, and so 50 times 10 is 500. And that takes us to the end. As you can see, if you're proficient in fractions, pie chart is relatively easy. Hopefully you found this video useful, but remember, the only way to master a skill is to practice it. So find those pie chart questions and give your new skill a good workout. See you next time. Bye.